And he, our winning player. David, thank you. And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, they've got Jonas Valanciunas. Jones is out there with Jackson Hayes. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Graham in at the point. And for the Hawks and the wings, Herter and Hunter. Clint Capella is out there with Gallinari. And it's Wright in at the point. And for teams already exceeding expectations, Greg, their spirits are running sky high right now.
And it's such a great feeling to come out strong. But it's hard to maintain that consistency. The teams that do, they believe in themselves and they keep playing to their strength.
And so it's the Hawks getting on the board first. Graham surveying the floor. Passes it to Jones. Fires the three. The basket is good off the assist from Graham.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Capella sets a screen for Wright. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Tip of the cap there. I mean, that defense was good. The finish was better.
And so Graham will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Their last encounter was in New Orleans.
Yeah, and what a gut-wrencher it was for them last time they met. Ended up on the losing side in that one.
Now here's Wright. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Memphis.
You can't forget about all those well-timed swipes either. His timing on the defensive end was simply sublime.
Hunter against Graham. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Devontae Graham. That's his first foul. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Wright against Graham. 6 to shoot. Jones looking for an opening. Here's the three. And it's Graham missing. Jones against Hunter. Wright outside. Pass to Capella. Capella with a screen on Valanciunas. Gallinari wide open. Offline with his three.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Graham with the bucket.
Such a luxury to have McCollum be able to play both guard spots. So not just a scorer, solid passer too. About 3 assists for his career.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. On the pass to Herter. Gallinari in the corner. Wright outside. Pass to Capella. Back to Wright. On the left block. Misses off the left iron. And it's Jones with the ball for New Orleans. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
Yeah, I saw the box score of that game the next day, and I thought, wow, that's a huge scoring night. Pretty impressive stuff there.
Here's Wright following the basket by C.J. McCollum. From the line, the Hawks again can't hit. New Orleans in the lead. Looking back at the 2017-18 season, Clint Capella, Brent, shot an eye-popping 65% from the field. That led the NBA.
Well, a third of his baskets were dunks during that season, so I would expect the percentage to actually, Kevin, be pretty high. And a lot of those were at the hands of James Harden at the time playing in Houston, who won the MVP that year. But he has the ability to roll and to finish. He has shown soft hands, and he plays defensively. So he's a great big that you can put out to complement both sides of the floor.
a look at the stats for C.J. McCollum.
And he's struggling with his shot these days, and the analytics bear that out, with the true shooting percentage heading down in these past 10 games. But, guys, it wouldn't surprise me if that was a trend that he could reverse here tonight.
Atlanta with the ball. 4-point game. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Devontae Green. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. In the corner, Herter with it. Off target from three-point range. Pelicans leading by 4. Dishes it to Hayes. And DeLon Wright gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Over to the wing. Valanciunas passes to Jones. McCollum kicks to Jones. Launches it. And McCollum the bucket on the assist by Jones. McCollum's got 5 points so far. And here is Wright. High arcing shot, and they pick up 2.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Passes it to Hayes. Outside, Jones. Pass to McCollum from deep three-point range, and Wright pulls it down. The Hawks trail by 5. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That's his first foul.
It's still early in the period, and they're only one foul away from being over the limit.
The pass to Wright. Poked loose. Alvarado guarded by Wright. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. Jones has got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Now, Wright. Inside, Capella. He can't get it to go. And New Orleans will come the other way. Outside, Jones. Pass to Valanciunas. New Orleans moving the ball around. Outside, Jones. Shot clock at 6. McCollum, no good. And so it's Gallinari with it. They'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Trailing here by 8. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And the difference in that one, the efficiency from range. They really focused on getting good looks.
It looked like the directive in that game was that they wanted to attack, and all that work that they put in on the perimeter turned into a big night from deep.
Now here's Jones following the missed shot by DeAndre Hunter. Driving to the basket. That one drops for him.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Timeout. Another big aspect has to be the fast break and transition play, really looking to go up tempo tonight.
And now let's find out which teams excelled from the free throw line in the season's second half. In the third spot, the Hawks.
They are really dialed in at the line, especially since the break. I mean, really shooting an impressive percentage from the line.
Capella, the pass to Wright. Passes it to Hunter. Will it go? He's off on that one.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And the shot is good. McCollum's got his third bucket of the night.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The Hawks trail by 14. Right outside. McCollum against Hunter. And it's blocked.
Great defense. Stingy was Hunter on that play, and a great reaction. That's firing his team up.
Valanciunas passes to McCollum. Bangs home the trifecta. McCollum's got 10 points in the game.
Just how awesome is it to watch the best of the best start to dominate in a game?
Here's Wright. It's Gallinari on top of the key. Back to Wright. 5 on the clock. Hunter for 3. And Valanciunas pulls it down. Valanciunas has got his 4th rebound in this one.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Hayes down low. Gallinari covering. From deep. Hunter grabs the miss. The Hawks trail by 17. Right outside. Gallinari on the wing. And there is a whistle, and that's going to go on Jackson Hayes. That's his first foul. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Okongwu's checked in for Clint Capella. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Gallinari. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Hunter. Lou Williams is subbed in for Wright. Okongwu, the pass to Luwawu. He feeds it to Okongwu. They could use a bucket. He takes it up and lays it in. New Orleans leading by 15. Here's Alvarado. And stolen by Williams. And there's the drive over Valanciunas. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Valanciunas has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pelicans will retain possession. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile 1 block.
And that has got to help the morale of this team. Let's see if that sets up a run here.
Off the inbound. And too long on the shot.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
And standing 6'3" at that shooting guard spot, you know, the naysayers will question McCollum's lack of size defensively.
Well, it might not be, GA, the size part of it defensively. It's the fact that, you know, you'd like to make more of an impact defensively. So forget the size. You know, CJ needs to show some more effort on that end. The best part about CJ is that he usually wins the matchup on a nightly basis because he's such an incredible scorer, and that's where maybe you make up the difference.
A 3-pointer is right on target.
Well, Bogdanovich coming right back down and going right back at him.
McCollum outside. Kicks it to Marshall. 6 on the shot clock. Wallace outside. Launches a three. Rebound, Atlanta. Pass to Llewellyn. Here's Herter. The pass to Bogdanovich. Here's Llewellyn. A three-pointer, no good. And here's Marshall to bring it up for the Pelicans. The lead is 15. No coverage that time.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
Now Wallace. Following Bogdanovich's three-point attempt. Ball's knocked loose. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart, the other one playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
And it's off the back rim, no good. Pelicans leading by 19. Here's McCollum. The dish now to Wallace. Marshall sets a screen for Wallace. Back to McCollum. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
One shot.
Throw good, McCollum.
Well, you can count on C.J. McCollum to just be a scoring threat on a nightly basis. So smooth with the ball, can get to spots on the floor where he's confident to rise up and produce points. He's one of the most consistent performers that we have in the NBA.
Herter. The Hawks again can't hit. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Wallace looking for an opening. Three-pointer. Okongwu grabs the board. Here's Llewellyn. Over Marshall to end the run. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. C.J. McCollum, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for New Orleans. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all. And he looks to be planning for more. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a comfortable margin for the Pelicans here, guys.
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
So much unselfish play out there. The coaching staff has to be thrilled with that.
New Orleans leading by 22. In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for New Orleans right now, we've got Devontae Graham. He's out there with Jones. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas, and it's McCollum in at the two-guard spot. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Greg, with Devontae Graham, you know he's going to shoot it. He has no hesitation letting it fly.
I mean, he's a solid three-point shooter who believes he can make any shot. About 2/3 of his shots all come from outside, so you know exactly what you're getting with him.
And that one falls for Graham. And Greg, you made your money on the defensive end. What was the toughest kind of player to defend? A one-on-one guy or a constant movement type of player?
I've always will say that it's harder to guard movement. You know, as a defender, you drill a lot about guarding the basketball. But when a guy is great without it, man, that is the hardest job you can have defensively.
Now, here's Hunter. 14 points from him the last game against Memphis.
I think he's just going to get more and more confident from behind the arc and become a more consistent scorer in this league as time goes by.
Here's Jones. In the corner, it's Valanciunas. Back to Jones. New Orleans moving the ball around. And it's Graham missing.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Pass to Capella. He kicks it to Hunter. Capella with it. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Memphis.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
Playing in between right now and changing speeds, Bogdanovich spotting some nice scoring opportunities.
Here's McCollum. Drops in the layup for two. McCollum's got 15 points.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Gallinari on the wing. Outside, Bogdanovich. And he drops in the layup off the glass. He's got 10.
Maybe he's thinking at this point, man, somebody's got to help me. I can't do this all by myself.
Here's Graham. Pass to Jones. That one falls. And the Pelicans lead by 21.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
And so it's Wright bringing up the ball for the Atlanta Hawks. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. And that one's good. Hunter.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Knocks it loose. Valanciunas dishes to Graham. Hayes with the screen for Graham. The shot's good from Hayes.
Yeah, that was the third straight high-percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Wright. Bogdanovich inside. He's guarded by McCollum. Screen by Capella. Shot clock at 5. And the dunk by Capella.
I'd draw that one up again. Throw it up. Capella jump. You slam it through. That's an easy 2.
New Orleans leading by 18. Out to the right wing. Pass to Valanciunas. And a wide open look for McCollum. It's hauled in by Clint Capella.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And there's the pass to Wright. Capella with a screen on Graham. And the dunk by Capella.
That's where Capella's so dangerous. He slips off those screens and is such a big target to finish.
The Pelicans have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Now, here's Valanciunas. He had 16 points in the win against the Spurs in San Antonio.
And he also positioned himself perfectly to grab all those rebounds. Guys, can't forget about the fundamentals.
Cans it from downtown.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Right, the pass to Bogdanovich. Gallinari with it. Hayes on him. And he gets it back. Bogdanovich with it. Now Valanciunas defending. 4 on the shot clock. And it's Gallinari missing. Pelicans leading by 19 points. Graham finds Jones. And here's Valanciunas. Pass to Jones. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, and the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Atlanta Hawks are back. Last season, they won the Southeast Division for the first time in 6 seasons. With quality players at every position, things are starting to gel. Trae Young said, "This feels good. We just have a lot of belief in each other." Guys, they are poised to be good for a long time.
Well, they've clearly made the turn, David. Thanks. And here's Bogdanovic for 3. Connects from three-point range. Bogdanovic has got 10 points in the quarter. The Pelicans have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Cullen passes to Hayes. Now Graham. Shoots the 3. His shot is good. Scores his 3rd basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%.
That's the second long-range bomb in the quarter after a slow first period. He is on a roll.
Now, here's Capella. He has 6. He dishes it to Bogdanovic. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Jones, the pass to McCollum. Three-pointer, Graham. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Graham's got 13.
Well, really good ball movement on the entire possession, and then CJ getting slick.
Passes it to Bogdanovic. Kicks it to Hunter. From the arc. Pelicans pull it in. Hayes has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Down low. Here's Valanciunas. And Capella sends it back.
Well, that's just great timing. Interfering with those long limbs. Capella with another shot block.
Back to Bogdanovic. And here is Capella. Pass to Hunter. Capella sets a screen for Hunter. Into the lane. And it's Hunter with the jam.
He could be dangerous in the pick and roll situation with that size. Hunter can't make the defense lay off him for long.
New Orleans leading by 20. Graham dishes to Hayes. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
The Pelicans have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
And they shot their free throws at a measly 73% clip over the course of last season.
Here's what Atlanta's going with
Mind
right
the
now.
lanes. Mind the lanes.
Okongwu's checked in for Clint
One
Capella.
shot.
Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Gallinari. Kevin Herter, he is checked in for Bogan Bogdanovic. And it's Williams in for DeLon Wright. And that one falls for Graham.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
Now here's Williams. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Okongwu with the screen for Hunter. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And Greg, the league's in a great place for talent. So many incredible players just entering their primes. You excited where the league is right now headed?
Oh, my goodness, Kevin. Guys like Devin Booker and Luka Doncic, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, the list goes on. And a lot of these youngsters carrying their teams to great heights. Impressive to watch.
First free throw is good.
Well, it's easy to see why so many people have been so high on DeAndre Hunter. You look at that build and at that forward position and that kind of work ethic. Sky's the limit.
And both free throws good for Hunter. Pelicans leading by 21. And the pass to Marshall. No good from outside. Atlanta's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Pass to Herter. The tray. Atlanta now working with a new shot clock. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. The Pelicans have gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. And stolen by Okongwu. Wallace against Williams. It's taken away by Wallace. Tries the spin move. Taken away by Williams. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Okongwu. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Okongwu's now got his second basket of the game. The Pelicans shooting a sweet 57% clip in quarter number 2. Wallace, the pass to Marshall. Back to Wallace. They get a hand on it. Outside Williams to the paint. Here's Herter. Up and in. It's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
And here's Marshall from the arc. Atlanta with the rebound. Here's Herter. And good that time. Herter's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint. And you have to love how eager Kevin Herter is to make an impact for his team.
Well, the roles that he plays, GA, are quite special. I mean, he is a good shooter, but last year we saw a lot of growth in his playmaking ability. He's able to stay on the floor and defend guys at his position. So he has a great IQ on that end of the floor, and his game continues to grow.
Here's Herter, and the Pelicans picked up 3 with their last shot. Hunter sets a screen for Williams, just 4 to shoot. And again, it's Atlanta.
Well, the in-between game is really nice from Lou Williams. Great at working his way into a place on the floor where he can attack you with a shot.
Now, here's Marshall. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
And his scoring's going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game.
Here's Wallace. 16-point lead. That one goes. Counted.
Willie Hernan-Gomez does things the right way, this time executing in the screen and roll.
Atlanta's gone for the three-pointer 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Passes to Williams. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Williams has got 5 now.
Pretty much not a player in the league is going to pass up a shot like that so much for the defense.
Pelicans leading by 15. Kicks it to Wallace. 50 seconds left to play here in the half. From past the arc. He can't hit that time. Atlanta's going to need him 50% from three-point range in the second quarter. 4 for 8. Hunter dishes to Williams. Pass to Herter. To the inside. And he slams it one-handed.
Well, you could tell Hunter knew he was open, did not hesitate to find him.
27 seconds left here in the second. The pass to Marshall. Wallace up on top. Pass to Marshall. 6 to shoot. Over to the left wing. Nailed from three-point land. He's got 8. From outside the arc. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And we'll be right back after this.
Welcome to halftime. First up, let's check out what games are tipping off tonight. Shaq, what do you have to say to people who think you're a critic of this generation?
Well, first of all, I have G14 classification. If you don't know what that means, look it up. And, Ernie, I just give out constructive criticism. It's all in the perspective, Ernie. It's all out of love.
Is that what you call it?
Yes, G14. People who don't know take it the wrong way and they get their feeling hurt. It's not my problem.
All right, fellas, let's check in on our first half of action and the dominating performance for the Pelicans.
Credit these guys for coming in with the right game plan and then patiently executing it. Most of their shots have come in the flow of the offense. Rarely did they take a bad shot. Good, clean first half.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, C.J. McCollum has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. And the wings, Herder and Hunter. Gallinari is out there with Clint Capella, and it's right in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Gallinari, and Valanciunas pulls it down. Valanciunas has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Graham finds Jones. Now here's McCollum. Pass to Graham to the left side wing. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. No good on the 3. The Hawks trail by 16. Here's Gallinari. Plays it up and banks it in. Gallinari's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Hawks.
Defense does a fantastic job, but in the end, Gallo's O beats D.
One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
And here's McCollum for 3. And here's Atlanta. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. To the middle. It's tipped. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Hayes, no good.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Yeah, you can see when it's that close, players reacting. Just, oh, man, we just missed that one. Maybe they'll get another chance at it.
And he gets the bucket. Gallinari's got 4 this quarter.
Nice body control there by Gallo. He gets bodied up a little bit and executes that finish flawlessly.
And there's the feed to McCollum. The basket is good off the assist from Graham. And that's now 19 points for C.J. McCollum. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Right against Graham. Right, the pass to Herder. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Capella finds Gallinari. The Hawks working the ball around. 4 on the shot clock. Hunter, no good. And so it's Gallinari with it. They'll bring it up for the Hawks. It's a 14-point game.
Well, his poor shooting is a big reason that they're staring at this deficit right now. He needs to get on track if they're going to find a way to win.
Now here's Hayes. Valanciunas trying to free himself up. The shot's good from Hayes. Hayes has got 6.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Bring him against Wright. It's stolen by Jones. And here's McCollum for 3. Drills the three-pointer. McCollum's got 22.
Well, McCollum just catching the defense asleep right there. I don't know why you would be. CJ's such a devastating scorer.
Pass to Hunter to stop the run. Rebounded by McCollum.
You could see he wanted to get him back. Sadly, he couldn't capitalize from outside the arc.
Graham, the pass to Valanciunas. Jones kicks to Valanciunas. Valanciunas with a screen on right. Graham from outside. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Bogdanovich, he's checked in for DeAndre Hunter.
A moment now to see the numbers for Capella.
Since the All-Star break, he's been unstoppable. 6th in field goal percentage, 8th in rebounding. And, of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in blocks per.
And back to his phenomenal efficiency from 3, top 10 in the league. His consistent shooting creates so many openings in the defense. Right, the pass to Bogdanovich. Here's Herter. He's got 6. Can they get it? Up again.
And that work was done early as Capella just fought for his position down low.
Pelicans leading by 20. Up top, Graham, guarded by Wright. Now here's McCollum. He's guarded closely. Hayes with the screen for Graham. Back to Hayes, and Hayes throws it down.
There are only a few players in the league who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Right, the pass to Herter. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Bogdanovich knocked around a little bit there, but sticks with his shot.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
And it's a feel-good night from behind the three-point line, racking up a ton of threes.
Here's Graham. 19 points in the game. There's the pass to Valanciunas. Outside, Jones. He kicks it to Hayes. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That's his first foul. Right against Graham. They set the pick. Inside, and Hayes throws it down.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
Well, with the confidence growing, that's one thing, but they seem to be getting more intense, and that's helping the quality of their play here.
Now here's Wright. Here's Herter. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Valanciunas grabs the board. And it's the Pelicans' ball. They're on a 14-5 run here. Well, a lot of teams are going smaller these days, but big man Jonas Valanciunas still earning steady minutes year after year.
Efficient scoring and a presence on the glass. He's able to punish teams inside if they want to play small ball. At this point, I don't know what you can do to slow this team down.
Well, nothing that they're doing seems to be making an impact. And there are some nights where you just run out of options, whether it's by personnel or by tactic.
A nice shot by Gallinari.
Just a little bit off in the first, but he's been anything but that here in the second quarter. Really impressive to see him turn it around like that.
Now here's Graham. 19 points in the game. Kicks it out to McCollum. Hayes dishes to Graham. Valanciunas with a screen on right. Clock at 4. Valanciunas, good. Valanciunas has got his second basket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Good evening, Kevin. Now, the NBA does get high marks for its diversity, but there is some frustration on that front when you look at head coaches and front office positions. All-star Karl Anthony Towns said, men of color deserve a chance to lead a team, run an organization, and make their mark. Not just with a jersey on, but with a suit on. Guys?
Thank you, David. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
That's a bad miscue, but I think they've done a really good job keeping control of the ball throughout the game.
So for the Hawks, Okongwu's checked in for Gallinari. Luwawu-Cabarrot comes in for Kevin Huerter. Lou Williams is subbed in for Wright. Outside Williams. Pass to Luwawu. The three. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 3 assists tonight.
Well, he's just gifted with the basketball, and that includes making plays. Lou Williams spotting a man that time.
Pelicans leading by 19 points. Wallace outside. Now Hernan Gomez. Passes it to Wallace. Alvarado. He's guarded by Williams. Rebound by Williams. Atlanta's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Good. Capella's got 4 this quarter.
Capella just smashing through the contact on the inside that time.
For New Orleans, they've gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. Marshall passes to Hernan Gomez. From downtown, rebound by the Hawks. Pass to Capella. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Okongwu. Now the pass to Luwawu. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over Marshall. And that one goes long.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
The three. It's rebounded by Lou Williams. The Hawks trail by 17. Pass to Luwawu. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Williams with the ball. 5 points in the game, and the layup's good off the glass. Williams has got his third basket of the night.
He's so good at driving to the rim. Even though he's a little bit older, Williams still with great speed, change of pace, and picks the right angle.
To the left wing, a three. Marshall hits it from three-point range. Marshall's got 8 points.
I think the defense has more concerns out there on the floor, and they give him a good open look from the perimeter.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Passes it to Alvarado. Nice move. And the layup is good. He's got 6.
Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
And the Hawks with possession here. Outside Bogdanovich. Pass to Capella. Outside Williams. To the right side. Okongwu dishes to Williams. And Okongwu has it in the corner. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Bogdanovich. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
Bogdanovich making it happen right there and taking some initiative.
And here's Marshall to bring it up for New Orleans. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Three-pointer. Sinks the three-pointer.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. He's got 18. On the wing, Williams. Screen by Capella. Williams passes to Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Beautiful use of the pick and roll. Sweet Lou, so elusive and so good in those sets.
The pass to Marshall. Kicks it to Wallace. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Hernan Gomez a screen. For 3, Marshall. They grab their own miss. Here's Alvarado. Good work defensively by Capella. Bogdanovich against Wallace. Right side, Bogdanovich. The steal. Bogdanovich against Wallace. And Bogdanovich picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Alvarado. He's guarded by Williams. Passes it to Wallace. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Valanciunas. Good. Nice job down low. Valanciunas has got 6 points in the quarter. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And let's listen in on what Nate McMillan had to say to his team.
You got to stop that ball. All right, you got to control that ball, man and zone. We got to get down, guys. Bend your legs and get stopped. Keep these guys in front of you.
And Nate McMillan, known for his defense as a player, trying to get them locked in on defense.
Well, and that's where it starts. They got to do a better job of controlling the dribble penetration.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So for New Orleans right now, Devontae Graham is out there with McCollum. Then it's Jackson Hayes. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. McCollum passes to Hayes. Gallinari with the steal. Puts it up from 17. Hunter, no good.
Sometimes you just have an off night, guys, and that's what we've seen so far.
Here's McCollum. The basket is good off the assist from Graham. Graham's got 9 assists now tonight. Now, one of my favorite days on the NBA calendar, the trade deadline. Anything you'd like to see the league, Brent, adjust with?
I'd like to see them trade announcers if they could, Kevin. I would maybe trade you for one Greg Anthony and a pick to be named later.
Man, I'd just be curious to know who that pick to be named later was going to be. I'm kind of sticking with Kevin on this one.
Thank you very much. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And there is a whistle, and that's going to go on Jackson Hayes. That's foul number 2 for him. The Pelicans making a switch here. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Right against Graham. Now here's Wright. The shot. Here's Jang. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Such a big part of what he does for this team. Just work and work on the boards, generate second chance opportunities, and hopefully convert.
Now here's Johnson. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Johnson against Graham. And Hayes throws it down.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. So it's the Hawks now, following the score by New Orleans. And then Johnson with the dunk.
Gotta love the effort there. An undersized 4 who can really make things happen with that leaping ability.
New Orleans leading by 23. Pass to Temple. And here's Hayes. Johnson, the pass to Temple. And here is Graham. Clock at 6. And the pass to Temple. From deep three-point range, no good. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Pass to Mays. Good on the triple. Mays has got his first 3 points of the game.
Pretty sweet pass there as Knox showing his ability to read the floor.
And so Graham will bring it up for the Pelicans. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Passes it to Snell. Back to Temple. A floater. And Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Pelicans, Valanciunas is checked in for Johnson. Jones comes in for Tony Snell. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Garrett Temple. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Jones finds McCollum. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
And it's not everybody who needs hops to finish at the rim. Valanciunas just needs to be an arm's length of the bucket to throw it down.
Now, here's Hunter. Trying to find Gallinari and gets it to him.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Pelicans leading by 20. McCollum outside. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Tipped away. Gallinari against Graham. Herter. No good with the triple.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
And it's Wright sending it back. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wright. An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile One block.
Yeah, quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
Here's McCollum, and McCollum with the slam.
Well, C.J. McCollum could teach a class on how to get in one opportunities.
Greg, last season, we saw a lot of opinions about the play-in tournament, especially from players. Where did you fall on that thinking?
Well, I'm going to put on my fan hat right now, Kevin, and I thought it was exciting. I mean, seeing the stakes get raised for those teams that are right on the edge, I think it brings more interest for teams. But if I was still playing, I probably wouldn't like it if I had locked up the playoffs and still had to go play to earn a berth.
Throw good, McCollum. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Graham against Wright. There's the pass to Hunter. Right wing. Gallinari, a screen. Tries again. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And New Orleans gets called for the foul.
Well, plain to see how eager Hunter is to work hard for his team. He gets that shot off and gets a trip to the line.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Hunter. For a number of seasons, offensive output, Greg, has been on the rise, as we've seen, but last year it went to a whole different level.
I mean, how about 2 years ago with Dallas? They had the greatest offensive season since all the way back in 1973, averaging over 116 points per 100 possessions. Get this, last year, 7 teams beat that record. A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
5 to shoot. McCollum kicks to Graham. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. The Hawks trail by 21 from downtown, and once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board. And he was sitting back a little bit there in the first half, but feels like showtime now, and he's ready to put some major points up on the board.
Now here's Wright. Pass to Hunter. Feeds it to Gallinari. And Gallinari throws it down.
Love to see Gallo close to the rim. He really finishes nicely with that jam.
Graham against Wright. Here's Graham. A 3 from McCollum. The basket is good off the assist from Graham. McCollum's got 13 points in the second half. The dynamic, Greg, between players and officials is always interesting, with some players saying they think there's a lot of room for improvement. What do you think?
Well, we do see players getting teed up for simply making their case, and really the guys just want to play. So, yeah, you love to see a little bit more harmony out on the floor, and maybe we need to get those two groups together in the offseason to break bread and try to smooth over that relationship.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
A moment to check out who the New Orleans Pelicans have coming up. On Monday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Charlotte Hornets. Then on Thursday, they'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the Chicago Bulls.
2-2.
And that one falls for Graham. So for the Hawks, Okongwu comes in for Hunter. And it's Williams in for DeLon Wright. And New Orleans also making a change. Marshall's checked in. And Graham drops them both. And it's Williams with the ball for the Atlanta Hawks. And Brent, you played for the Spurs, who pioneered player rest. More and more teams have followed that suit over the seasons, calling it load management, even risking fines. Any concern with the way things are done?
Well, I understand the fans' complaint, to think about being a 10-year-old boy or girl and LeBron James is coming to your city and it's a load management day and he's not playing. And so the league understands it. It understands it from its broadcast partners and the way that they want the star players to be involved in every game that they play. And they've tried to adjust the schedule and moved it around a little bit, doing away with back-to-backs. I think it'll be a constant battle, but the organizations are investing in these players, and health is their number one issue. They want them to play as many games and for as long as they can at an elite level. So we'll see how it goes in the next couple of years.
Now here's Graham. Williams with the defensive effort.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Down low, here's Gallinari. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 5 assists in the game.
And what a turnaround from the first half. I mean, he's been incredible here in the second half.
The Pelicans have gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. Here's McCollum. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Just always appreciate the way that C.J. McCollum is such a natural scorer.
Shooting one.
They throw good, McCollum. And Spurs great Tim Duncan recently inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, and you played with him, Brent, for a handful of seasons. You won a couple rings. Any reflections?
Well, Tim was such a tremendous teammate and so welcoming to every player that he came across that walked into a Spurs locker room, with the inherent trust he had from Coach Popovich that they were going to invite players that were going to come in and be about the right things. I just remember my first time visiting San Antonio, signing as a free agent, and the first person that I saw in the summer in the gym by himself shooting bank shots on the practice floor was one Tim Duncan. What a leader and what an all-time great.
The Hawks shooting only 35% in the fourth quarter. The offense looking a little rickety. Passes to Herter. To the middle. The kick out to Williams. 5 on the clock. There's the 3. Herter, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
McCollum outside. New Orleans moving it around. Hayes with the screen for Graham.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
That free throw, no good. And Greg, you faced some exceptional point guards during your time in the league, but who was the toughest matchup for you when you played?
Oh, man. You know, John Stockton was always one of the most difficult, but in a weird way, not because I worried about him scoring on me. It was because I had to defend his ability to make people better, and that was always a challenge. And don't forget about the great Penny Hardaway. I mean, at 6'8", that was a nightmare to deal with. And my personal all-time favorite, Isaiah Thomas, who was as good as anybody's ever been at that lead guard position.
New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Williams against Graham. At the top of the key, Marshall got a piece of it. Pass to Graham. He kicks it to Marshall. 4 on the clock. Rebounded by the Hawks. Okongwu's now got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Herter. He's guarded by McCollum. Looking to end his cold spell. And Herter gets it to go.
So composed right there on that possession. Herter, a pro at handling the defense and then keeping his focus.
The pass to Hayes. There's 1:47 left in the game. And Marshall kicks to Valanciunas. McCollum outside from deep. Rebound Atlanta.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for New Orleans.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
No doubt they came in very motivated to win this one and finish the season series at a game apiece.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for C.J. McCollum.
He was tough to cover all game long. One of those nights when he felt like nobody could stop him, and they didn't.
Gets it to fall. The bucket from Herter.
Focused shot there, and a tough one. Give Herter credit.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Valanciunas passes to McCollum. Back to Valanciunas, and the dunk by Valanciunas.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
Offensive rebound. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Devontae, you led things tonight offensively. What was working out there?
Just coming off being aggressive, trying to read the defense, making the right plays, getting the ball out of my hands early if they were trapping, and trusting my teammates to knock down shots.
Well, they trusted you as well, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. As we leave you with our New Balance Player of the Game, C.J. McCollum.